Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Chaile Time. Toby, welcome.
Thank you, Chepo.
How have you been?
Frustrated. We can talk about a CCMA case. This employee filed 2 cases and we had conciliation for both, one yesterday and the other one today. But you know, sometimes I'm quite calm and collected in these proceedings, but I just felt that I'm losing it. I wanted to do something to this person.
You know, I always vouch out for employees. I'm a comrade, you know. I know the ground. You know, because
but today I'm for the employer. I'm telling the employees, don't be so stupid. We are here to save your future employment ability.
Yes, you know.
But I don't want to listen.
It's like a hearing I did, I think it was about 2 days ago. You know, this it's a young chap, it's a young oak. This guy was involved in an accident, because we don't know, that's what he said. He misses work from the 18th, the doctor gave him until the 21st. Now, on the 21st, he sends a doctor's note, but they only booked him off from the 18th to the 21st. So I think it was falling over the weekend. Then the 25th was a Monday. He was supposed to report back to work or give feedback on, is he going for a second checkup? You understand, keeping the employer on
in the loop as to what's happening. Yeah?
Stayed at home.
Yeah.
Up until he was sent a WhatsApp message now to come and attend the hearing. And then in the hearing, he pleaded guilty sharp. But, you know, just to give a little bit of background, what happened? Why were you so quiet? No, I was just staying at home. I didn't tell my employer. I'm at fault, you know.
So they fired him?
I got so irritated.
Did you dismiss him?
But at the moment, I get so irritated because in my heart, I'm like, where does that leave the employer? You have because he had a special position whereby he needs to be replaced. If he's not there, the duties cannot be conducted. So it frustrates me now that, where do you leave your employer? It's like now I wake up Monday morning, I don't phone you, I don't come here, there's a case somewhere, and then my phone is off, I keep quiet. Where does that leave you now?
Exactly where I am at the moment, frustrated.
You know, where does that leave your employer? I was so frustrated. I'm like, this guy. Then I kept.
But Chepo, you're the chairperson.
I kept, but remember, calm. I kept calm. I'm like, okay, so you don't want to say anything, nothing to your employer, nothing. No, it was so calm. No, it's I'm at fault. Then we could, so that was my week so far. So what are we talking about?
We're talking about a few things, all emanating from one case, basically. We're touching on Google lawyers, employees, consulting Google and getting advice. Oh my goodness, people. Chepo, have you sometimes see these Facebook groups, these labor law groups? My employer fired me, what must I do? Then you get like 300 responses of how unfair this was and what I must do. And I'm sitting there reading those things, I'm just like, oh my goodness. And then you make the mistake by saying something and everybody's attacking you. What do you know? And I'm like, same thing with Google. And but look, today, in principle, this case teaches us about the real nature of a dismissal and how important that is for employees to understand why did the employer dismiss me. Because the thing is now an employee will refer a case to the CCMA. You know, often that was amazing. Even in this case yesterday, there was a dismissal case. The reason for dismissal is unknown. With other words, the employee don't know why he was dismissed. But there's a hearing report explaining exactly that he was dismissed for misconduct. Okay, so the reason for the dismissal according to him is unknown. But now the thing here in this case is, we need to, this is this other part we're talking about today, is a difference between misconduct and incapacity. In this case, you were the chairperson initially, okay? It was a misconduct matter for a senior manager, okay? who committed instances of gross insubordination and insolence, okay? And I believe at some stage he threw a medical report in front of you.
Just towards the end.
Yeah, but basically saying he had a stroke or something, okay?
Of which it's true. He had a stroke. It was found out he had a bit of a brain tumor. And then the doctor wanted to book him off, but he went against the doctor's orders. And then because he wanted to prove to his boss that I'm fit, I can work. Yeah. But now, that's where now, even after that, I put it a hold on that hearing. I'm like, we're going to continue.
Yeah, you postponed the hearing for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're going to continue giving mitigation and aggravation. But for this coming weeks, I'm going to apply my mind on incapacity. And he must give us feedback on he must go back to the doctor and the doctor give us clarification. Is this person fit to work? You know, those. Yeah. I must tick those boxes.
Look, first. I did the appeal hearing and I'm the one dealing with the CCMA in this case. So I've prepared and I'm well acquainted with the case itself. But you postponed the case for another 2 weeks. To continue the incapacity investigation. Process, yeah. You informed him that he must state his view as to whether he believes he's incapacitated, okay? Up to this point, at no stage did he respond by saying, I am actually incapacitated. There's no medical report whatsoever that states that, he's incapacitated, whether it's temporary or permanent, or that they recommend light duty, or that he can't be held responsible for his conduct. Exactly, yeah. Now, we've dealt with this before, but just in principle, not all forms of, probably more relating to depression or so forth, or mental illnesses, is necessarily an excuse for you to be accountable for your misconduct. We're typically looking at those kind of severity of illness that impairs your cognitive and cognitive abilities. In other words, the way you perceive your environment and the way you respond to it. Where it can be held that you can't be held accountable for your own actions. Okay, so not every form of depression or mental illness means, you're no excuse to do whatever you want at workplace. So that is a kind of questions that's been asked, and it's never been his position that he's incapacitated. So you continued with the misconduct hearing and dismissed him for misconduct. But at CCMA, yesterday was conciliation. And this is also a message for employees now. Be sure of your case. Because you're making a fool of yourself at the CCMA. Because now you sit there, okay, in this case now, he's dismissed for misconduct, but he keeps on throwing that one medical report on the table to say, listen, he had a stroke. But even in conciliation, he's adamant he is not incapacitated. And he's always been performing very well. So I'm like, okay, are you sure you're not incapacitated? Therefore, you are dismissed for misconduct, okay? So stop hiding behind these incapacity reports if it's not your view you're incapacitated. Because it's not, and I told him straight. You said, Chef, I eventually told this guy straight now. Listen, your medical reports. No, remember, this is conciliation, and this commissioner is very nice, he was kind. He's sitting and while this employees carry on forever. And I eventually told him, listen, sir, I've got a huge HR network. I can help putting your CV out there. I will even pay for psychometric assessments and get you onto the database of our recruitment partners, okay? But you withdraw this case. And he just carry on forever. But he's mixing incapacity and he doesn't want to get to the point that he's been dismissed for misconduct. And I eventually just told him, listen, sir, your report is not going to help you at all, okay? And I'm telling you now, every single employer do a verification on you or try to ask for any reference about you, we will send him that bloody disciplinary hearing report. And if there's an arbitration award, we will send it to them because it's with prejudice. You will never ever find a job in this country again. But I just saw that commissioner writing out non-resolution on the conciliation certificate. Suddenly he was just like, you trying to get out of there. But I was heartful. I just told this guy, listen, stop hiding my incapacity. It's even your view you're not incapacitated. But you know what's the problem, Chepo? He consulted Google and he's got there a piece of paper that's a printout from Google that says acts of laws. You cannot dismiss somebody for incapacity while he's in hospital. Apparently he received a dismissal notice while he was again in hospital or something. But he was dismissed for misconduct. So I told him, sunshine, you were not dismissed for incapacity. Don't follow Google. It's the wrong advice.
And why is he blaming me now?
What?
Why is he blaming me now for being unfair? And
oh, he's blaming you, saying you didn't allow him to have witnesses. You know, but we know that is not true.
Yeah, but he's going all over the place. That's what he was doing also in a hearing, you know. He's supposed to state his case, what happened, but he will go from the moon, the sun, the stars,
Everywhere.
the corner of the earth, come back, and then you're like, but sir, can you get to the point? I'm trying to make sense of what you're saying, but he won't go to that point. So I know him very well.
Yeah, but anyway, for today's case, he referred to unfair discrimination case. Now, the CCMA doesn't have jurisdiction to arbitrate, only conciliate. Chaile. So I sent somebody else there, a lawyer, a labor lawyer, to deal with that case. And when he saw that man yesterday, that man, yes, he threatened me. But you know what, even in this discrimination case, the commission asked, okay, so why are we here today? Because I'm not done with yesterday. The dismissal was unfair. So the commission is like, listen, we're not here for the dismissal dispute. We're here for discrimination. Now, he doesn't know why. He doesn't even know why he filed a discrimination dispute. He just wants to continue talking about how unfair the dismissal was.
Maybe it's the Google lawyer.
It's probably the Google lawyer or something. So, yeah, no, the commissioner told him, but you don't have jurisdiction. You must go to the labor court. Yeah, we're going to go to the labor court. But why? How did he discriminate? No, I don't know. But I'm going to go to the labor court. So I want to talk about what happened with the dismissal. Hey.
Actually, I went a few weeks ago. I went to do a incapacity investigation at a certain company. But now what I established there is that this guy is committing misconduct. He will miss work on Monday or Friday when it's payday.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't report. He comes back with a doctor's note and he said he's got eczema. But his eczema triggers only month end, Friday or Monday. But because he was not charged for misconduct, then I was so lenient. And then, because now I apply my mind there, then I'm like, you know what, we're going to give him until the 1st of May and see if this pattern continues. And he must go also now to the doctor, and then the doctor must declare him, is he fit to work? Because it's like, when I'm stressed, my eczema gets worse. But when you look at the record, he only gets stressed either on a Friday or on a Monday after payday.
Is he stressing because the pay is too little?
I don't know.
Because you don't stress when you get paid?
I don't know. But I was so lenient because I could see that the company doesn't want to dismiss him. The company just want to understand what is wrong, you know. And I also gave him an opportunity. But I highlighted it. But it's very strange that Fridays and Mondays, then eczema triggers. But only month end. On the 15th or the 19th, eczema is not there.
Yeah, but anyway, employees need to, when you have a dispute against your employer, make sure you know why you've been dismissed for. Be clear. Because if you are confused like this, you're losing your audience, you see. It does not help you. And please, you know, Google lawyers, yes.
But they won't stop because, you know, they promise everything.
I'm telling you.
They promise everything. It's like, I'm seeing a lot of lawyers working at the council there, and then on the day they just find out about the case and they will ask for 5 minutes. They will ask for 10 minutes to engage with. But now remember, now the poor client also doesn't understand the law. And now you're bringing someone who's clueless on what is happening on the case. And that's when now I take my mop and mop with all of them. You understand? Because both of them now are there clueless. Now the lawyer will ask this person, what really happened? This guy will expect a superhero from this lawyer. But now a superhero also wants to get the intel from the guy he's representing, and then both of them
didn't prepare in advance.
They didn't prepare in advance. So also that employees, I think, must be careful of that. You know.
Anyway, that's this week for It is Chaile time, Chaile. So yeah, employees, make sure you know why you've been dismissed for, and don't be confused at the CCMA, okay? Because it's not going to help you.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, put your comments there, you know, so that we know your views, your experiences. How have you dealt with a similar thing like this? Maybe you've consulted a Google lawyer, you know, and then they advised you wrong, or they were very helpful. Maybe we can interact there.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.